Aloha y'all, Daniel Aaron here, your guide to vibrant living. This is one of those fish in a fish bowl situations where I am so used to one of my primary rituals, daily things that I do automatically that is so good for my vitality and health, well-being. Well, here we go. How to make your superfood chocolate drink every morning. Now, raw cacao is the base of it. I also use, instead of water, you could use water, you could use coconut water, you could use tea, you could use any other beverage, some kind of milk type thing if you want, soy milk, oat milk, whatever. Personally, I like to use a SuperHerb tea blend where I blend a bunch of medicinal herbs, Chinese, Indian herbs, on a low temperature for a long time. I make a batch of it. I'll show you that whole process in another video. That is the base for it. Then, once I have that base, a liquid, what do? I put it into a blender. You can use, this size blender, whatever works for you. I love this one, the NutriBullet. I've used Vitamixes, there's the Ninja, whatever. As long as it's a good quality, high-speed blender, put the liquid in there. I'm just going to add water for now to make it easy for us, for you, show you what we're doing. And I'm going to use just a little bit, but normally I'd fill it up to about there with the water. Then I got my little very fancy box of baubles. And in here I've got cacao in paste form. I love this form. There are many different companies that sell this. Really high quality I get from a company called TerraSol. I don't get any commissions or residuals or anything from them. But let me show you what it looks like, because it's really easy to work with. Right? It's just it's a chunk of cacao paste, which means it's the whole bean blended at a low temperature, as opposed to cacao nibs, which are great, don't use them that much, or cacao powder, also fine, but the best for the superfood effect is the cacao paste, right? So I take about, 6 of them. Okay, I go for a lot. You might want to go for 3 to start with, 2, and drop them in there. Now, what's useful when doing that part is to make sure the liquid is warm, probably not hot like boiling level. So what I do is I make the super tea blend, make a concentrate of it, put it in the fridge. When I go to make my drink in the morning, I take out the concentrate, pour some of it into a pan, heat it up a little bit, mix some warm water, put that in there as well, right? And then once I have the amount of cacao I want in there, then I go on to other fun things like, I got time to refill the cinnamon. I love using cinnamon. Cardamom works great in there. Between you and me, I have also gone on phases where I add espresso to the superfood chocolate drink. Totally opted. And I'm being silly when I say between you and me. Coffee pros, coffee cons, that's another story. It has both. I like to add a little bit of cayenne pepper in here sometimes. You can spice it however you want. I like to use a little stevia in liquid form. Right, some people, it's worth me saying this too. I make mine in a kind of a medicinal way. My daughter, behind the camera, likes to say, you're teaching people to make swamp water. And yeah, it does. The way I make it, it looks like swamp water, right? Because you got the black of the cacao, and then I love spirulina. I have it on good authority that not everyone loves spirulina. Go figure. But in any case, that's another one that I add, right? I usually go for a couple of heaping tablespoons of spirulina, right? And you can see I measure everything out very carefully and do it in an exact, no, I don't. I do it just, what feels good intuitively. I don't make a big production out of it. This whole thing, it's taking longer because I'm explaining it to you. But normally it takes me about 3 minutes to make the drink. So, as I was saying a moment ago though, I'm not going for this to be a highbrow culinary item. I could do that, and you could do it with, you could add honey or other sweeteners if you want. If you want it to be a taste that is more normal or more people will gravitate toward, don't add the spirulina to it, just do cacao. I love to use maca as well. Maca has a great synergy with cacao. It's really super beneficial for our endocrine system. That also has a unique flavor. Not everybody totally loves it. I do. What else? I think that's enough to say for now. We'll come back in another video and show you the SuperHerb base. But again, the core points here are, you got liquid. It's a warm liquid so that the cacao will blend and melt nicely. You may or may not want some sweetener. You may or may want some additional fat. Like sometimes I use some coconut oil or some hemp seed. Blend that in there. You may or may not want green powders. Moringa powder, there's all kinds of other superfoods that you can bring into it. The cacao itself, and then, you know, very simple, no need to show you this. I cap it, I blend it, I pour it, I drink it, and I feel super energized, clear, and cacao containing anandamide, blissful, happy, because not all food is created the same. This drink will last me pretty much through the entire day, where I feel sated, happy, energized, and clear. I hope it makes sense. Let me know if you got questions. Let me know what your recipe is. What do you love to do? And I'll see you on the other side. Aloha.